Hello and welcome back to our BNI San Diego podcast. We're live here in Carlsbad, California, San Diego, and I am here with my good friend, longtime mentor, Frederick Marcoux. Frederick Marcoux is the National Director for Australia. So you own the franchise for BNI in Australia.
Yeah.
So Frederick, tell us a little bit about you. How long have you been a part of BNI now?
So I started with BNI in 2007, and when I acquired BNI Australia, and we had 3,000 members then, and we're almost at 7,000 now, and so it's going great.
Terrific.
Yeah.
So what are you doing in California?
So I'm on my way to the Advanced National Director Training in Charlotte, in North Carolina. There's another 3 hours of jet lag that I'm going to have to deal with. So far, 8. I've conquered 8 hours of jet lag, so it's pretty good.
So you always stop in San Diego, which is similar to Australia, right?
So I have friends from San Diego who visited me once in Perth, on the west side of Australia, and every time they'd be driving around, they go, "Wow, look at this! This is just like San Diego." So I feel at home here. I love it, and I have friends here. I had my long-standing friend Ed, and I'm so excited to be here on the podcast.
So Frederick, what are we going to talk about today?
Well, let me share what's going on in Australia, shall we? Let's
please.
just talk about. So we have an amazing community there, and last year the members generated $600 million worth of closed business. 600
million.
And yeah, we're really proud of that. But what we're really proud, or even more proud of, is that the year before, they generated 500 million. So they increased it by another 100 million in just 1 year.
So what's the secret? What's the sauce?
Well, let me share, what happened, because immediately post-pandemic, we lost 1,000 members. We went from 6,700 members back down to 5,700 members. So that took 9 months. It didn't take it long. And then since then, we've been just slowly climbing back. And last year we went over where we were before. But that's not why. It's not because of the number of members that we generated so much more income, or the members generated so much income. It's because of the culture. See, when we lost a lot of members, we kind of lost our way a little bit. The chapters, lost their way a little bit. And then, since then, they were able to focus on the fundamentals, focus on, people doing the activity, and holding people accountable. They did that.
So you think accountability is incredibly important in BNI?
So what do you prefer, 600 million or 500 million?
600 million all the time.
If it was, I'm not always right, but if I could, I think it's just the accountability. The accountability, well, actually there's two things. So we have more chapters over 30 now, and they tend to generate more income.
So that is the goal of ours right now.
Right,
to get at every chapter at minimum of 30 members.
Well, that's a really good, so magic starts to happen at 30 that doesn't happen at 25. It's good at 25, but at 30 something magical happens. And we've seen a lot more chapters over 30 in the last 18 months in Australia. So there's better chapters, and there's people holding each other accountable. And accountability is kind of the secret sauce. And what I like about accountability is that it's with accountability, you can strengthen the relationships, okay? So that's kind of counterintuitive a little bit. You think, no, hold on. If I hold people accountable, it'll hurt the relationship. But no, you see,
I actually think it strengthens it.
It's the foundation of relationships. Imagine you have someone and you give them a referral and they don't do the right thing, what's that going to do, right? But if you can hold them accountable to doing the right thing, just by, a nudge or hey, or just setting the expectations up front, the relationship can blossom, can it? And we all know that this business of BNI and the chapters and the members, it's all about relationships, isn't it? But yeah, I didn't realize that until recently. Mary taught us this, the new CEO.
Our new CEO,
BNI,
Mary.
taught us this. and or pointed it out, pointed this out, and I really like this. And so, yeah, so thanks for allowing me to share the story, Ed.
Well, and one of the things that Mary shared that I loved, we actually heard it in Hawaii at our global convention. We were in a small group setting, and she had shared, you can't have accountability without relationship, and that's exactly what you're talking about.
And
right?
vice versa, It's like,
Yes.
yeah, and yeah, and so yeah, we're really excited about this, and something else happened too, in our management. We realized that so I like one thing. Okay, I like to keep things simple.
Simple.
Okay, and there's nothing new in BNI. It's just you're always thinking about how to do things better, and then sometimes the penny drops, right? and so we had challenges in our community because the accountability was lower and all that, and all of this brought to my attention, or it hit me in the counter in the face. It's like, we talk about in BNI, we talk about fill and retain. We need to fill chapters. We need to retain members. We need to launch chapters as well, but fill and retain is one thing that does both. And that really got me excited because it's the membership committee. When you have a membership committee that's really functioning, that's the director is engaged and constantly providing advice and supporting the membership committee. When the membership committee is not doing their job, guess what happens? People leave, right? Or they don't want to invite people. They don't want to invite people. So what happens is that when you have a really good, strong membership committee that's skillfully, dealing with the challenges that we have in chapters from time to time, people want to stay and they want to invite their friends, right? And so, yeah. So
Nobody wants to go to a loosey-goose meeting. Nobody wants to. No. That element of accountability creates the structure which makes BNI so strong.
And you know what? It's the same here as it is in Australia. It's exactly the same, right? I've been to chapters all over the world. Sometimes I couldn't even understand what they were saying. I knew what was going on, but yeah, it's all the same. We're all human. We all,
doesn't matter what part of the world you're in.
85% of our happiness is people and relationships, and isn't it great when we can do business with people we know, like, and trust? So
well said.
Yeah.
Well said.
Well, thank you, Ed.
Frederick, thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
For our listeners, we look forward to seeing you back with us next week. I'm a little tongue-tied out here in the beautiful Carlsbad area. It's so beautiful out today. We look forward to seeing you back next week with another amazing guest for our show. Have a great day.
This episode of the BNI San Diego podcast has been brought to you by Cruise Productions, a San Diego-based video production company and proud BNI member. You can find us at the intersection where business and creativity meet, or online at cruiseproductionsinc.com.